Hello, Trumpsters. Hello, Trumpettes. Hello, everybody. You know, this show today is a very nonpartisan show. It's a show about America. It's a show about all of us. I have some things I want to say to you that may be an entirely different take than what you've seen and heard on television the last 5 or 6 days. And God knows we have been absolutely inundated with all kinds of media and all kinds of propaganda, quite frankly. You know, I want you to just stop for a minute. Maybe grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, cocktail if you like, whatever. Join me. Let's have a chat. I need you. I really need to talk to you. I need to communicate with you. And then I need you to give me your feedback, because we are dealing with the most important time of our entire lifetime. In our entire lifetime, we have never been through anything like this. And if we're not careful, the future will be as bleak and will be as somber and as dreadful as what we're going in and what we've been going through the last 3 months. Let's take it back a minute. You know, most of us have been really sheltered in place for almost 3 months. I know I have, my husband and I have. And these 3 months, I'm kind of angry about. I'm sure you are too. You know, I feel that the China Wuhan virus has stolen our life. They've robbed us. They have robbed us with this. We should have known about it sooner. They should have told us earlier. There's no excuse for this. I am upset about it, to put it mildly. But on top of that, I'm upset because I look back, as I want you to do, 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago, when President Trump had this economy at an all-time high. Never in the history, I don't think, of America has the economy been so fabulously successful. And the minorities were working, as he promised they would. More Black people working, more Hispanic working, more women working, regardless of color. Work was the name of the game. Economy was the name of the game. Giving people their lives and a future was the name of the game. And that's what he knows how to do. And he does it really beautifully. I guess too beautifully. Because maybe, if you're as cynical as I am, at this moment, you say to yourself, gee, isn't it a coincidence? Isn't it really weird that the Democrats, or let's say not all the Democrats, we all know that the old Democratic Party of Truman and Roosevelt and those people, they're long gone, all right? They're long gone. However, we do have a new Democratic Socialist Party. I don't see every Democrat as a socialist, but we are most indeed leaning in that direction with these people. So, the last 3.5 years, these people have done nothing but try to obstruct the president. By George, they couldn't do it. They really couldn't do it. First of all, whether you like him, whether you don't, whether you think he tweets too much, he's crude, he says things he shouldn't say, he loses his temper, he's this, he's that, he's the other thing. Okay, you can have whatever you want. That has nothing to do with the fact that you have success with him. You had, up until 3 months ago, maybe too much success. More people were working, more people were getting better pay, more people were getting better lives, and all of a sudden, no, the Russian inquest into the fact that he was dealing with Russia was an absolute bust. We know that. Well, then, of course, what could they do? They tried to impeach him. Well, that didn't go too far, did it? Now, I'm not suggesting that the Wuhan Chinese coronavirus was a purposeful effort. Never would I do that. However, it was amazing how timing worked. The incredible virus comes along right after the failed impeachment, moments later. I know. You think I'm getting off on a tangent. But what I'm saying is that circumstances sometimes do come into play. And they do happen, and they make us think. And now, for the last 3 months or close to it, most of us have been sheltered in place. Now, don't you think for 1 minute that I don't see the gravity and the horrendous situation of what happened with poor George Floyd being murdered, cold-blooded murdered like that, with 3 other police officers standing close by. Do I think that he really got served with the right charge of murder? Personally, in my opinion, no. I think it should have been murder 1. I mean, the man was on the floor screaming, "I can't breathe." There were other officers. What were they? What were they? Were they from Central Casting? Were they just fixtures there to stand by and witness an atrocity like that? No, it was outrageous. And you know what? It should never have happened, but we need the police. The police, by and large, are wonderful people. There's always a few stinky apples in a barrel. Always a few that are not right. People that shouldn't be doing what they're doing, who, whatever that is that they did, cruel, unthoughtful, uncaring. But that doesn't justify what has happened this week. But I think I know part of why this happened. Nobody said it but me. Maybe I'm out of my mind, but when I think about it, I think people have been locked up. They have been angered. They have lost their jobs. Our economy was flourishing 3 months ago. Now, all of a sudden, we have 40 million people on unemployment. Really? Also, we now have people that are worried that their jobs are ever going to come back. We have people worried about how to pay the rent, how to pay the mortgage, how to put food on the table. And there's no question we have a mental epidemic. People are depressed. They have high anxiety. I know I do. Truly I do. And we have all of these situations going on at home. There's more child abuse, God help us, that's so horrible. More spousal abuse, unacceptable. But in reality, the reality is people are angry and frustrated, and therefore this senseless, tragic, unrealistically cruel murder that happened was an excuse for people to come out and vent. Exactly that, vent. Show that they're angry. They don't even know. Half of the people that they stopped and asked, why are they protesting? Some of them couldn't even really answer the question. Look, we all have a right to be angry. We have a right to be angry for a lot of things. We had a great life 3 months ago. We had a great president, had knocked himself out for 3.5 years, and don't you forget that. Now we have the Democratic Socialist / Party using this as an opportunity to woe and carry on about the fact that black people have been mistreated. Well, take a look at the riots. Most of them are white people in the riots, not that many black. More white than black. You know why? Because people just want a reason to be able to vent. I don't want you, all of the Trumpettes, all of the Trumpsters, and all of you people that have a brain. You know that the Democratic Party has been after the president's you-know-what for 3.5 years. Inexcusable. But for any cost, for any reason, they want him out. And let me tell you something. If they win and they get him out, each and every one of you, whether you realize it or not, will lose your country. You will lose your hopes and dreams that America is the country that you come to for dreams. Do you really want a communist China leaning over your back? I mean, because they're stepping up real close. I mean, the Communist China Party, I mean, they want to rule the world. There's no question about that. You all know that. You don't need me to tell you that. But what I'm saying to you is people had a right to protest, but this was not legitimate protests. Real protests are fine. That's part of the American history, part of the American way of life, to be able to say and protest what you don't agree with. I didn't agree with that terrible murder. Anybody who would have to be mentally ill. However, what I don't agree with is the fact that I believe that most of these people that came in and did this, and most of these people that caused the really bad riots at night, were paid. They were Antifa. I will bet when the president, if he does declare Antifa a criminal organization, there will be people that he will find. And we all know, we won't say some of the names, but we certainly, if we're in the know a little bit, we suspect who some of them are. I can't prove it, but he does support, supposedly this man does support many organizations for the downfall of America. You don't want that. I don't want that. Your children, your grandchildren, I don't care if you've been a Democrat all of your life. You can be a Democrat. I could be a Democrat. Any of us could be a Democrat the way the Democrats used to be. But the Democrats aren't what they used to be. Most of them today are socialists. The new government ahead, they're using this to tell you how terribly abused the black people have been. But let me tell you something. I know a lot of black people. I have the first Trumpster I ever had in our group 5 years ago is Fred Williamson, a black man who loves this country and went out and campaigned with President Trump. Stayed up for 3 days without sleeping to go to Indiana and campaign with him. I have a huge amount of black people in the trumpets. They support President Trump. All I want you to do is get over your bias. Get over your nonsensical, emotional feeling. Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to save you, your life, your children's life, your future. I'm trying to save you, to show you the opportunity of don't let them railroad the president. You cannot do that. The president is there for you and only you. You, America, is the strongest love of his life. This country is the love of his life. I believe that with my heart and soul, or I wouldn't be doing the show and talking to you, and I wouldn't have devoted 5 years of my life to doing this, because I believe in our country, and I want you to believe in it too, and I want you to get past the Susan Rices who tells you, yes, there are people, saying that, they worry all the time about their children going out. Well, white people worry about their children going out too. I have news for you. We do worry about that too, because, crazy people are crazy people no matter what color they are. It doesn't matter. You have to really get to the core of it. The Democrats are going to use this situation as a means to get you to think that the president, don't bother with the phone, I won't answer it, will get you to think that for 1 minute that this president isn't there for you. He has been there for you every step of the way. Who else could put up with the abuse he has put up with these last 3.5 years? Every day he gets up, it's a new catastrophe. Every day we get up, I look at him and I say, how is he standing? Don't you ever wonder? So I'm asking you, please take a step back. Go back to 3 months and a week ago. Take a step back and say to yourself, the economy was the best we'd ever had. More minorities were working than ever before. More women were working than ever before. Don't let them poison us for the last 3 months. I understand this pandemic is a nightmare for all of us. You know, there's not one of us that can say we're unscarred by it. You know that, and I know that. So I'm telling you, and I'm asking you, and I'm begging you, talk to God. Talk to God. Repeat George Floyd's name. Say his name. He would hate to be remembered like this. This is not fair to his memory. His family is saying protest, but protest in peace. I'm saying to you, protest. The few people that are out there are making it look so bad. Most of the black people, believe me, they are proud and they are taking their jobs and working and loving America and realizing what our president has done for America. It's a very small minority that are taking us back to the 60s and taking the black people back to have a terrible, terrible memory and really degrading what they shouldn't be degrading. It is not forgivable. So stand up, everybody. I need you. Stand up for America. Stand up for the black people. Stand up for the rights, and I hope that that police officer gets murder one. I really do. I saw Rudy Giuliani last night, and I agree with him. It should have been murder one, murder two at the most, or at the least. And I'm with you. We're all with you. But don't let the other people get you. Look at the president. He needs you, and we need him. God bless you all. Here's to better days.